Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Dustin Conlon. I'm the captain of Blackfisk.
Awesome, Dustin. So, what inspired you to get into the yachting industry? What's your background?
Oof, background, a very long story, best shared over multiple pina coladas. But to give you a brief rundown, I grew up in San Diego, California. Was on boats and around boats pretty much since a little kid. My parents were boaters, grandparents were boaters, so it was in my blood since I was little. Worked and lived and traveled around the world, Africa, Latin America, Indonesia, a lot of cool spots where I got a chance to not only do stuff like tour guiding and things like that, but also work as a boat captain on initially smaller boats, and that kind of whetted my appetite. Eventually turned that into larger boats with Coast Guard certifications, getting all my licenses, and through a friend realized that there was a whole world out there where you could go and work on beautiful boats and beautiful places all over the place, Caribbean, Mediterranean, you name it. So here we are. It's been a long road, but stoked to be here.
Great. So, speaking of charters, what would you say one of your most memorable stories are from them?
Let's see. Not to sound cheesy, but I love kids, and I really like teaching. Not necessarily just kids, adults as well. Um, but I'd say some of my favorite charters and moments of charters have been when I've got either kids or adults or both on board who are really keen to learn about sailing, especially, but also like the natural environments that we find ourselves in. I love teaching sailing and all the physics of it, how it all works, navigation, all that kind of thing. Um, Love talking about the environments we find ourselves in and the different places we go to, whether that be marine environments and we're snorkeling around reefs or cool beaches and coves, things like that. But yeah, anything I can do as far as teaching and just showing someone how awesome the world is, opening their eyes to cool stuff. And usually that's kids, but sometimes adults are the ones who are the most keen. And for me, that's what makes a charter most memorable, I think.
Definitely. So, what would you say your favorite activities are to do with guests on board?
Oof, another long list. I enjoy everything. I'm a huge water person, a huge outdoor person. Everything from surfing to hiking, kayaking, scuba diving, snorkeling, you name it. And as a captain only charter boat, it also gives me the opportunity to do all of those cool things with all of the guests on board and kind of act as not only the captain of the boat, but also the tour guide, the surf guide, the snorkel dive guide, take people hiking, do a lot of stuff that on a more rigorous schedule of a captain and chef charter, you don't necessarily have the time to do. So yeah, as far as activities, I would say literally everything. Checking out farmers markets, local live music, doing hikes, going to see historical sites and old ruins. We got a lot of that kind of stuff around here in the Virgin Islands. Surfing, diving, going on little dinghy rides, checking out the different beaches and doing island hopping, you name it. And I think we'll get a chance to do a little bit of everything with every charter guest we have.
Awesome. Sounds great. So, what would you say some hidden gems or lesser known spots that you have to take guests to on charter?
I can't give that away. I'm not sure who's going to see this video. Can't let the competition get their hands on it. I will say though that since I was young, I've been obsessed with exploration and not only checking off of your bingo card all of the popular and famous spots, all the go-to spots, which absolutely plan to do with all of our guests. But I'm really big on exploring the lesser-known spots, kind of getting off the beaten track a little bit, checking out spots that I've researched on Google Maps or seen on the nautical charts, and then you go and you check it out. You go, oh, this is amazing! I can't wait to bring people here. So safe to say, I've got a list going, and the list is forever growing. But a couple of really neat historical sites and ruins, a couple of cool reefs for snorkeling, a handful of beautiful beaches, and all of which are going to be less crowded, lesser known, and I think that's the kind of experience that if I was a guest, I would remember. And yeah, we'll see. You got to come down and check it out for yourself.
Sounds good. So, can you describe a funny or unexpected moment that you've had experience on charter?
There's been a few, actually more than a few. There's always a couple fun ones all the time. But we'll keep the story PG. and we'll go with a proposal. Sounds cheesy, but it's pretty special to witness something like that, especially on a boat in a beautiful place. Um, Obviously, two guests. At the end of the charter, after having a great time, he gets down on the knee at the bow of the boat, pops a question. Tears are flowing. Everyone's happy. Cameras start going off. The kids were taking the photos. That was really cute too. And myself as a amateur photographer, I guess I could call myself, I'm really big on lighting. So as this is all happening, the sun's just kind of going down, and I get up at the helm and I start maneuvering the boat to make sure that the lighting is hitting these guys just perfectly while the kids are taking the photos. But that was really cool. Yeah, I've never seen that happen. That was one and only time. Was a proposal on the boat, charter guest at the end of the charter. That was pretty sweet.
Incredible. So when it's not charter season, what would you like to do in the summer or the off season?
I love to travel, so if I can get out and do some stuff like that, surf trips. I'm a big surfer, so if I can go on a little surf trip, go back and see family. Family's all in California. Got some relatives up in Oregon, so I'm a big family guy as well. Always trying to make some time each year to go and see family. Let's see. Recently built a house in Central America in the tropics. So go and check up on the house, enjoy the place, do some surfing, hang out there. That's about it, really. Yeah.
Awesome.
Can't complain too much. I could just stay here the entire time too.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that.
My pleasure, man. To the brokers out there, hope to meet you guys all soon, do some great business with you, and to all the guests, looking forward to having you guys down here for the adventure of a lifetime.